here's a question. Did I ever mention how much I love the PlayStation startup sound? It always sends a nice little shiver up my spine, and I just can't get enough of it. Anyway, guys, welcome to the end of this little Mega Man marathon we've had going on for a couple of games now. Welcome to Let's Replay Mega Man X4. You know what that means, right? More bad anime cutscenes with bad voice acting. Both that title scream and the intro song always just send great nostalgic memories down my spine. I love that so much. Anyway, yeah, welcome back to X4, guys. Now, the big thing with X4, obviously, is the fact that we have two characters. I'm going to be playing as both. However, with X in particular, who I'm going to be playing as first, I'm going to be doing something different. In my original X4 run about 2 years ago, I used the Ultimate Armor. This time, I'm not doing such. Also, I'm going to leave the loading times in this part, but in part 2, they'll be gone.
It's about the Maverick Hunters, General. They are far too eager to please the humans and continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
Perhaps.
You already know the truth, General. Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power to destroy them!
Dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
Wow, they aren't even being subtle this time. He is back again. Mavericks have been found at point 5567. The Mavericks occupied the Sky Lagoon using the most advanced weapons available. The army appears to be Repliforce. Roger that. I'm on my way now. Well, it's good to see X as his usual self. Also, I love this intro stage song. In fact, X4's soundtrack as a whole is great. Now, if you're doing the Ultimate Armor code, which I'm not this time, you know you'll did it right when X appears to have a bit of a purplish tint to him. Now, the entire thing of this first intro section here is that you have this random wolf dragon thing chasing you, and it will damage you. It'll try and slam its fist down at you, and the only time it really becomes a threat is right here when you have to destroy this wall. However, otherwise, it's really easy. Honestly, the entire thing with this entire section is just to get used to the controls. Ooh, extra life already. 2 extra lives, sweet! Fun fact, that's the only time I've ever gotten an extra life in this stage. Hello there, sir. You're Dragoon from the 14th unit. This isn't good, X. That Maverick just destroyed the powered reactor. What? The Sky Lagoon will come crashing into the ground. It's too late, X. It's time I made my escape. I suggest that you do the same. Don't do anything reckless on the way out, okay? The city below will soon become a sea of flames. Many people will perish. I have no choice but to escape from here for now and head into the city below. Well, that escalated quickly. Holy wow, how many people died in this? What? The city's been completely destroyed. They were innocent people. I won't forget this. And the entire thing with the second half of the stage is that you're in the destroyed remains of what was below. The entire thing with this part of the stage in general, though, is that you have these little blocks here. They will, more often than not, threaten to crush you, and as usual in games, crushing is instant death. They're not that big of a worry as long as you just take your time, and a couple of charge shots will take them out really quickly. Also, fun fact, this is the first time I ever went through this entire stage without getting hit until the boss. And also, as for the main reason I'm redoing this game in particular, it's because in the original run I actually had a lot of technical problems going on with the emulator, but now it's all good. And here's the Crusher segment that every Mega Man X intro stage has to have, aside from X's 8 and 7 and 1, I want to say? Anyway, time for the boss. And it's none other than the wolf dragon thing from earlier. As for all Mega Man X bosses, or intro stage bosses rather, he's huge, but he's really easy. He seems to be weak against the charge shots, but then again, they just do more damage than anything else in general at this point. Attack-wise, he has touch damage, obviously. He has a little swipe attack, and he also has this nice little laser attack, which he does right now. There's two variations of that. He can either shoot 3 or 4 pellets out, or he can do a gigantic stream of them. However, I don't give him a chance to do that. He's really easy, honestly. I've always loved that explosion sound effect for some reason. Hello there, who are you? Who are you? My question exactly. I'm the colonel of the Repliforce. Has Repliforce been occupying this area? What are you talking about? I only came to save my sister. The army responsible for all this violence in this region is not the Repliforce. Nevertheless, I want you to disarm and follow me back to headquarters. Never. You're asking my men, soldiers, to drop their weapons. The only time we drop our weapons is when we aren't able to fight any longer. But you'll be regarded Maverick as treated as such. Do as you will. Repliforce would sooner fight and die than discard our pride. Consider us Mavericks, if this is what you wish. Wait, calm down, Colonel! What the? Something's got to give. Otherwise the entire Repliforce would be considered Mavericks. Colonel gets a lot more story prevalence in X's, Zero's storyline, so we'll see that in a couple of parts.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as Mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
So does Sigma just own an apartment in the middle of the city? Because if so, that's actually kind of funny. Hello there, chubby man, how are you? Who are you? Call me Double, the rookie hunter. My liege, Ripple Force has begun their coup. Wait, Colonel, you're jumping to conclusions. Sir, you've been given the order to scramble. Right. I'm leaving right now. And here are 8 Mavericks. Infiltrate enemy-occupied jungle and destroy the weapon under construction. A bug has corrupted the network. Dive into cyberspace and exterminate it. The Ripple Force ship has taken off. Pursue and blast it out of the air. Dragoon of the 14th Unit is a traitor. Locate and bring him back to Hunter HQ. Ripple Force decimated the city and left. Pursue them aboard a land chaser. The abandoned lab is now operational. Investigate and destroy the lab. A military train is moving supplies. Cut off Ripple Force's supply route. And we've discovered a hidden snow base. Halt production of their new weapon. And these are 8 Mavericks. Now, I'm actually going to be going a bit out of order for a moment, because in Web Spider Stage here in the top left, there's a armor part that I can get for X that I want before I tackle any of the other stages. And it's really early in the stage, so I might as well, right? We'll get more into Web Spider Stage itself in a couple of parts, probably. Probably part 3, if anything. Now, one thing I want to say about this game is that it is beautiful looking. X4 and 5 especially, X6 has it to some extent, just look really good for PlayStation 1 2D games. There's also a Saturn version of X4, but as far as I'm aware, it's the exact same game. This battle should never have happened, X. Why must Reploids fight each other? Why do these peacekeepers persist in fighting each other? This must be some sort of mistake. X, enter this capsule. Equip with this to discover the truth. Equip with this boot module and jump twice in the air to hover. You can move either left or right and will remain airborne for a few moments. It's effective for negotiating through higher and more dangerous terrain. Stop this tragic war as soon as possible. X. So, now we have hover boots. In the original X playthrough, this is where I got the ultimate armor, but I'm not going to be doing that this time. Also, it's with that dialogue you might notice, how does Dr. Light know about this war when he's in the past? Well, it's around this point that they start hinting towards the Dr. Light capsules actually being an AI, not actual recordings. It's also here that I have to get a game over so I can exit out of the stage. Why? Well, Web Spider's not my first Maverick. He used to be, but nowadays I go for this guy. I only wanted the boot parts. Anyway, time for our first Maverick. He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself inside a volcano. He's... Now, in case you're wondering what the irregular hunters are, that's actually what the Maverick hunters are called in Japan. It's just a simple mistranslation. They got the wording basically right, because Maverick's definition is that of irregular, so they got close enough, I suppose. Now, the entire first half of Magma Dragoon stage, yes, I said first half, stages like Mega Man 8 are split into halves with checkpoints in between, is filled with these little meteors that like to fall down and knock you into pits. Thankfully, since we have the wall jump, it's not that bad. Lava will also sprout out of the ground, however, it doesn't always have a hitbox. It only has a hitbox when it's in midair, as far as I'm aware. Unless there's some weird hitbox dissonance going on there. As usual for a Mega Man X game, we have our friends the Bats, which are pathetic. For that section, what you're supposed to do is hang on the wall to the left, but you don't need to. Anyway, here's the checkpoint for the first stage. We are now in the second half. Like I mentioned earlier, loading times will be cut out after this part, so yeah. This section is pretty much a repeat of the first, however. Except certain ones of these little boulders will be destroyed by the meteors if you take too long, so make sure you don't take your time there. Or make sure to take your time, rather. Ooh, another extra life. Sweet. I have really good luck with that right now. Anyway, like in the other Mega Man X games, we have heart tanks. You probably just saw it right there on the top left. Magma Dragoon Stages 1 is up there. However, it's kind of hard to get. I think you're supposed to wait until you get a certain other ability. But if you can time a dash jump off this ledge just right, you can make it. And get the first heart tank. Now, since we only have one character per playthrough in this game, unlike Extreme 2, all the heart tanks will go to the one character. There is also a Dr. Light capsule in this stage, but we can't get that until we get another one of the boss's weapons, so yeah. Returning from previous games is the Rhine Armor, however, this game has two of them. This red one, which has a saber, and a blue one, which is more Buster-based, but we'll only see that in one stage. However, this Rhine Armor itself is unique, and for one fact, you can actually take it into the boss fight, which I shall do in about 3 seconds. X, you've arrived. Dragoon, why did you betray the HQ? That's terrible grammar. You have to defeat me first. But we're allies. You're so naive. Listen closely. I let Sky Lagoon fall. And I'd do it again. No! Those were innocent people. You're not Dragoon. You're just a maverick. You got that right. Power up, X. It's time you showed me what you can do. Magma Dragoon's actually a really fun boss, in my opinion. He likes to fly around the stage. He'll throw that fireball there every now and then, which he'll throw into the opposite magma pit to cause a giant lava fall. And he actually likes to abuse Street Fighter moves. You just saw him doing the Shoryuken earlier. He does Yoga Fire here, and he can also do the Hadouken. If you bring in the right armor, this fight's really easy, because you can take out quite a bit of his health bar if you are good enough at dodging attacks. In fact, I've had one playthrough where I took out his entire health bar with the damn thing. If you bring in the right armor, it's really easy. If you don't, it's actually a really tough boss fight, so I would recommend taking him on second if you don't want to use the right armor. Or not second, or just later. He is weak to someone's weapon, I forget whose. You are strong, X. Such a waste. Why Dragoon? Always wanted to fight you. Then he appeared and... He appeared? Who? Told me to work for Repliforce. To goad you into fighting. You did it just so you can fight me? Was worth it for a final duel. Dragoon! No, you're blowing up again. Most people don't even get to do that once. So, don't worry, not all Mavericks get a dramatic exit like that. But for beating Magma Dragoon, we got Rising Fire, which is honestly a situational weapon. X will shoot a fireball straight up into the air above him. It's only useful for getting certain items and against one boss, really. But it has its uses still, so it's better than some of the stuff from Extreme. Now, like Mega Man 8, Mega Man X4's Japanese version actually had a different intro song for the animation, so let's take a look at that. And with that, though, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we're going after this guy. See you guys then, and enjoy the Japanese intro. English intro's better.